Time for some TikTok tea. You know how I like that TikTok. So I figured we could use a fun story today for the weekend. Today I'm going to talk about 2460 Who Am I? Who is this person? So this guy appeared on TikTok, said he was raised famous, and said that he's not going to reveal who he is till he gets to 10 million followers, and he's going to dedicate a year to it. I kind of think it won't take him that long to get to 10 million, but I could be wrong. So throughout his TikToks, he shows a little bit of what he loves and not really what he does, but what he's about. And he said this has been such a great journey for him to just be anonymous. So he's giving clues. So one thing I want to point out is this guy is a brilliant piano player, in my opinion, and a great singer. So there's so many people he could be, but he refers more to growing up famous. So there's a clue. So as we go along, he does several TikToks where he's playing piano. And I think a couple of them are music that he wrote. So he's obviously very talented. Then another clue was he sang the Elvis song, Can't Help Falling in Love, but he alters his voice. But even with his voice altered, you can tell he's a pretty good singer. So people have been guessing in the comments about who this is, so it's really interesting. A couple of them think he's a famous YouTuber. But in my mind, that doesn't really add up with growing up famous. So now, so many people think it's Blanket Jackson, or Bigi, as he likes to be called now. Could this be Michael Jackson's son? He's been pretty private. I wonder, because his last few videos, he does a Michael Jackson dance that is just amazing. This guy can move. And you watch that and you think, well, maybe this is Michael Jackson's son, because look at this guy move. But then on the other hand, I think he's a little too short. Blanket seems taller to me. Or is it just me? Maybe I can't judge height. I always thought. And there's another TikTok where he accidentally shows the back of his head, and he has coal black hair pulled into a ponytail, which would go in with Blanket. But is it too obvious? I mean, if you think of the Elvis song, which that was posted pretty early in his TikTok, and then the Michael Jackson dance, and the whole way that Michael Jackson TikTok was put together is amazing, because then it ends with him opening the door and you see the man on the moon. And the editing is just the bomb. So this is obviously somebody who's got access to very great editing and very creative. So that kind of goes along with it being Michael Jackson's son. But is it too obvious when he gives such big hints this early in the game? Now, he's also said that if somebody guesses in the comments who he is, that he's not going to show himself. So no matter what, he's not going to show who he is till he gets to 10 million followers. Which I wonder why. What would that have to do with anything? And the weird thing to me about that is if you're famous but you don't want to be famous, why do you need 10 million followers? So is this all just a big hoax? I don't know, but I'm intrigued. For some silly reason, I'm really intrigued. Another thing I noticed is if you look at the backgrounds of his TikToks, it very much looks like California to me. Now we know back in March of this year, Blanket Jackson bought his first mansion for like $3 million in Calabasas, California. Now when I look at the backgrounds of his TikToks, it looks like Calabasas, California. Now how do I know that? Because I watch the Kardashians, that's how. Don't hate on me. Don't hate me because I watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's another one I got too invested. Been watching since the beginning. I really only like Chloe, but so anyway, if you look, it looks just like the backgrounds of the Kardashian show. So then I'm thinking, well, maybe this really is Blanket Jackson. But you don't see much of him out in public, so we don't really know what he looks like. I mean, we do, but we don't. There's not a lot of recent pictures of him. At least I can't find any. But we know that he's been under the guardianship of TJ Jackson, which is Tito Jackson's son. And TJ is also big in the music world, so we know he's probably got all kinds of producing skills, editing. So is this where this guy learned these skills from? Because I'm telling you, you got to go watch that last TikTok. Because when he opens the door and you see the astronaut on the moon, it's amazing. It's like way higher than most TikTok people's skills. So that really made me wonder, is this Biggie Jackson? Because I should call him Biggie. He doesn't want to be called Blanket anymore. And I understand that. Probably has a lot of bad connotation for him. But what do you guys think? Could this be Michael Jackson's son? Or does he look too small? He looks, especially in this Michael Jackson where he does the Michael Jackson dance, he looks really short to me. Am I just crazy? But look at this one with the astronaut on the moon. I mean, that's crazy how you got that to look that good. Because I'm telling you, if I did it, it would just look ridiculous. That's somebody with some skill that made that. So if you get time, go watch this. I think it's one of the better TikTok videos I've seen, this Michael Jackson one. And man, can this guy move. Just like Michael Jackson. And he's just doing a short little dance, but it's crazy how good he moves. And let me know down in the comments what you think. Could this be Michael Jackson's son? Is this a hoax to get 10 million followers? Is it a little bit of a scam? Do you even care? I just think it's a fun little story. I also want to thank everybody for the live last night. That was so much fun. And for once, I didn't get booted off the internet, so that was great. And if you have time, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You know I gotta say all this. I try not to say it in every video, but a girl's gotta do what she's gotta do. So anyway, I gotta get to work, and I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Thanks.